Then why did you tell them you are fine? Hmm? Clearly, someone hurts you. Maybe you are angry over the fact that maybe your spouse, your friend, your colleague at work, or probably a neighbor or a family member offended you. Like they hurt you, they did something that's hurts you towards you. And then they notice that you are clearly you are not okay, that something is wrong. And then they come and ask you what is wrong. And then we go, nothing. If you had wanted them to ask you again, why did you tell them it's nothing? And please let me even ask you, why are you angry when they eventually believe you? You told them you are okay, and they eventually believed you, and you got angry. Why? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to conversation with Ini. Let me first apologize for not being available yesterday. We actually came live, but the network kept pushing me out. For as many times I tried coming online, the network kept pushing me out. So we couldn't hold yesterday. But this night, I want us to talk about something that a lot of us actually um, do. I would have said it's common to us women, but no, even our male counterparts do that. In fact, it is even very, very common with the men because it is our men that are obviously going through a lot. And when we ask them, what happened? What is the problem? They say, nothing, everything is fine. And then, so if you had, my question for us this night is, why are you angry when you told them you are fine? And they eventually believe you that, and they actually believe you that you are fine. Whereas so you are clearly still hurting, the thing that's causing you hurt is still there. And then maybe in your mind, you're like, oh, if if they care enough for me, they would actually notice that something is wrong. Then the next thing we do is we we give shorter answers to questions, we withdraw, we become cold. Why do we expect people to be mind readers? You know, I understand the fact that it is real expectation that when we've come to be with people, when people have known us for over a period of time, it is expected that they should at least be able to tell the difference when we are okay or not. And please let me know where you're joining from. Say I so that you can indicate in the comment by saying I. And it is if you are familiar with this topic and if it is something that you've done before, agree with either a yes or a no at the comment. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Hit that like button, no, because that is my fuel this night. And I actually know that I'm not the only one guilty. It's something a lot of us are guilty of. We are hurting. Something isn't clearly sitting right with us. Someone offended us, or they did something that we didn't even like. And they notice that we are clearly not okay. And then they come and ask us, what is the problem? And then we say, nothing. For a lot of us, we even say the nothing with a little bit of swag and a little bit of spice. Nothing. But we are expecting them to probe further. For me, sometimes I'm like, so if you wanted me to prove further, why did you end up telling me nothing? Whereas you're still hurting. And why are you angry when I now decide to believe you that you're actually okay? Hello, Burio Ricardo. Good evening and welcome to Conversation with Ine. I'm happy to have each and every one of you here from wherever you are joining from, whatever part of the world you are joining from. I appreciate your every 1 minute you spend with me here. It is because people like you come here to encourage us. That is why we are here. You know, it can be really discouraging. Well, no matter how confident I am in my ability, if nobody shows up for you, it can really be discouraging. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that joined this live. And thank you for the likes. I'm feeling fly. So let me give you one. When you see me doing like this, I'm actually not doing shakara. I'm just trying to get used to this. So maybe it's disturbing my airflow. So I'm just trying to do that. That's just an aside. So, like I was saying, this is something a lot of us confuse. There are two things a lot of us confuse, like the need to be understood and then expecting people to be mind readers. I understand that we want people to notice us when we are not okay and care for us. But it's usually not that way in adult world. It's actually quite understandable when the people involved are adults to teenage to babies. Let me take my babies for instance. As a mom, sometimes I notice when my babies are not okay. It is my duty to probe and know what is wrong with them, because one, they are not able yet to communicate properly what is wrong with them. So I have to start figuring out, is it stomach pain? Are they having headache? I check the body temperature. I try to do one or two together. And then when it's beyond my comprehension, I take them to a physician that can actually diagnose what is wrong with them. But for adults, it's usually not that way with us. So when things happen to us, we expect that at most they should be able to notice and give us a bit of care. Well, you see this adulthood, you know that song they say adulthood na scam. Even though I don't believe adulthood is a scam, I believe adulthood is a blessing. It shows that I'm growing, I'm living, and I'm living life. And a lot of persons would have wanted to be at this age, experience this age that I am now, but to God be the glory, they are nowhere yet. So I'm not a fan of adulthood and scam. I just believe adulthood, we have a lot of responsibility. Makenlei Passion. Please, I don't want to murder your name. If I'm getting the name right, kindly indicate in the comment section. So have you ever had to say yes, like nothing is wrong to somebody, whereas you are clearly hurting? Now, this, let me hear, you can respond with a yes or no at the comment so that we'll know you are saying fact. This is highly commendable. Thank you so much, at Ojosuru David. I see you. So, have you ever had to say yes when clearly you are hurting? Would you want to share your experience with us? If you've actually experienced that, let me not bore you. You can say yes in the comment section or no. And then if you want to go further, you can explain. Now this evening, we just want to dissect the emotions behind the reason why people act this way. Sometimes when you ask me, are you fine? Are you okay? And I said, nothing is wrong when I'm clearly hurting. This might be the reason. It could be that I am hurt. It could be that I am disappointed. It could be that I'm being resentful. It could also be that I fear being dismissed. And another time, it could also be that I fear being vulnerable. So to we women, a lot of us have learned to be vulnerable over time. Come on, if I'm not vulnerable with my husband, who else can I be vulnerable to? So most women have been able to master the art of speaking out, at least 50% what is wrong with them. But men, oh, Mbashara Trashid, thank you for subscribing. Have you ever had to say I'm okay when you are playing not okay to someone? Why did you say that? And the question I actually want to ask us again is, when people say they're okay, should we keep probing, or should just let them, we should just be okay with the answer they gave us? And if you are the one that someone asks, are you okay, when you are not okay? Why did you say you are okay when you are clearly not okay? Why do you get angry when they eventually believe you to be okay? Like you said you are okay and then they eventually believe you. Why do you get angry? So I would like to thank you for everyone that's joining. Thank you for those subscribing. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for I can see some friends and family. I feel highly pleased to be chatting like with most of them. I know a lot of us have scattered every part of the world. Thank you for joining. So, like I earlier said, that most times the reason why people tell you they are fine when they are not is because maybe they are hot. They are actually visibly hot. You can see that they are hot. Maybe someone did something to them, so they are hot and they cannot talk at that moment, or they don't know how to express their hurt. Another one could be disappointment. Disappointment in the fact that, can't you see that I am clearly not okay? Can't you see that something is wrong with me? Are you not able to tell when I am okay and when I'm not okay? Like, you've been with me, I've been with you for this period of time. So if something is wrong with me, are you not able to at least tell when I am my normal self and when I am not my normal self? That is when they are being disappointed. Either they are being disappointed in the person that they're expecting care from, or in themselves. And it could also be fear of dismissal. Maybe over time, when people ask them, how are you? And they tell them, oh, I'm actually not fine. This is what is wrong with me. Most times when people tell us what is wrong with them, in our own eyes, what is big for us, what is big to them, might appear very small and insignificant to us, and we kind of like try to dismiss it. So if I tell you, oh, maybe you cracked a joke with me, and I tell you that joke didn't actually sit well with me, please don't say that joke again. And like, come on, I was just joking with you, and you keep on at it. So when next you come, you come and hurt me, and you're asking me what is wrong, I might really not want to tell you what is happening because I've told you before, and you dismissed it. And then other reasons could be that they are afraid of. Okay. Other emotional language behind it, the emotions behind it could also be resentment. Resentment in the sense that odds over time I've kept piling over and over again. You offended me yesterday. I told you, oh, we didn't settle it, we didn't even talk about it, or maybe we didn't even discuss it to come to a resolution and make decision and make a decision that, oh, this is what we'll be doing else, so that we know that that issue has been resolved. Like every day for, maybe let's just say you've kept offending me for throughout the week. I have not found solution to any of the offense. Now, when you come again and you hurt me, and you clearly say that I'm hurting or that I'm not okay, and you come and ask me, are you okay? I might say I am okay. Because why? The previous hurt kept piling. You hurt me the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time. And I told you, and we've not done anything about it. When hurt has been piled over and over and over again, it becomes resentment. Anger that has not been resolved over and again becomes resentment. So these are the emotional language people tell us when they tell us they're okay. Sometimes, remember, it could be that they are hurt, they are disappointed, they fear, they don't want to be dismissed, and they're actually resentful towards you. Another one is fear of being vulnerable. Fear of being vulnerable in the sense that the emotions of fear of being vulnerable is in the sense that, oh, if I tell you that you did so thing to me, you might want to use it against me next time. A lot of persons take advantage of people's vulnerability against them. So people would rather say I'm fine instead of being vulnerable. Those are the emotional language behind them. So now we came this evening to chat and to talk about them, not because we want to shame anybody, but because we want our relationships to be better. And in quotes, I'm not a relationship expert. My job is to come look out for issues that we see in our relationship on a daily basis, dissect it, and then bring out the emotions behind every behavior. Do not forget that when we say I am okay, when we are clearly not okay, is that we are being resentful, we are being hurt, we are being disappointed, or we are clearly just being afraid of being dismissed again. We've gotten used to being dismissed. So why are you asking me? You're asking, you keep asking me, are you okay? When it's not like you're going to do anything about it, and then they don't want to be vulnerable. Another aspect I also want us to talk about is the aspect of expecting people to be mind readers. For kids, yeah, we understand. Like when I make mention of my kids, when they are not okay, I tend to observe them. I tend to probe them just to get a clue what is wrong with them. And those are kids. And I actually said, please let me know where you're joining from. And if you agree with my thoughts, kindly hit the like button or say yes or no in the comments. If you've had to say yes to someone because if you have to tell someone that you are okay when you are clearly not okay, why did you say that? And if they eventually believe you when you said you are okay and they believe you, why are you angry, uncle? Why are you angry when you tell me you're okay? And I'm like, oh, okay, this is okay. And I get back to whatever it is I was doing and say, why are you so pissed? Why are you getting even more vexed when you tell me, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm like, okay, if you say so, do have a nice time. And your mind is, what is even wrong with this one? Can she not probe me further? I might not know that I'm hurting you. See, the reason why we have to stop. I'm not here to tell us to be better communicators or not. What I am here to say is sometimes people hurt us without even knowing, and their mind is free. They don't even know that they've hurt us. Their mind is free and clear because to them what they did to you is something that they can take, they took at the surface level, but you went deep because it matters to you. Maybe someone spoke rudely to you, and to them they might just be themselves. They might not even know that what they said to you hurt you. So, and you are there, you are angry. So it is your responsibility to call their attention and tell them, you said so thing to me and they sit well with me. Because you feel just the vex, permit me to speak this part of the world's language, Nigerian's language here, because Pidgin is now commonly recognized as lingua franca in Nigeria here. You feel the vex for person wey no vex for you, wey no even know say e do you anything. So if I didn't know that I hurt you, if I hurt you, tell me. So in most relationships that we are carrying our faces up, most of the time it's because we are expecting the other person to know, and it happens to both husband and wife relationship, friendship. The other time I had to call one of my friend out. I didn't even know if she was watching me. I'm like, are you still my friend? Are you still my friend? If you are my friend, why are you not acting friendly towards me? Because I'm trying to act friendly towards you and you're not reciprocating the energy. So I think I should just maintain my position. I have to say that because I cherish that relationship. I'm trying to invest. I'm trying to like make you say, oh babe, I value you this much. Oh. Are you still with me? But whereas you are not being that friendly towards me. So instead of me just keeping that urge to myself, I reach out to her. So I think I would rather place myself where people place me. And then we got to a conclusion and came to a common ground. I'd have just imagined what would have happened if I had just assumed that she knew that she wronged me or that she's not treating me right. Do you get? So, okay. Another question that I want to ask us is, why is it easier for us to act hurt instead of admitting that we are hurt? You rather act distant, cold, or give short replies when you are hurt, or you, because some of us go silent completely, or even go out of sight completely. We are hurt, and the other person might not know that we are hurt. So why is it hard for us to admit and call the attention of the other person to when we are hurt, than it is so easy for us to act it out? Oh, maybe if I keep silent or keep quiet about it, you might notice that something is wrong. She might notice that something is wrong. Or maybe if I don't pay attention to whatever she is doing, she might notice that I am hurt. What if I don't notice that you are hurt? What if I'm even enjoying the silence you are giving me? What if I want to match your energy? Like, I've been trying to figure out, I've actually asked you what the problem is. You said nothing. So maybe I should just leave it to yourself. What if that is my response to you, and that's my response to you keeps hurting you more? Why do we feel so comfortable acting hurt instead of admitting that we are hurt? Have you had to say, I am okay? Some of them might even be saying, I'm okay, while they are crying. You are basically crying, you are crying, and you are still, what is the problem? I don't know. Maybe it's easier for us to say, oh, you might not understand me, than to say, can we sit down and discuss this particular issue? This and this and this are things that you've been doing to me over the years, and it's really not going well with me. Can we sit down and see a better way to handle this issue, than saying, oh, forget it, you might really not understand me? Another one, males, please, is it possible for you to let us know when you are being pressured outside? Like maybe at work, we understand that. Christiana Agba, thank you for joining. Welcome to Communication with Imi. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you I appreciate every minute and every second you spend with me. So reaching out to our men now. We know that most times when you go out there, the pressure is much, they are mounting lots of pressure on you, the workload, the stress, you are trying to carry the family issues on your head, you are trying to figure out how to provide the next meal for your family. Whereas, as in the process of doing this, you go through challenges, you face difficulties, you are being insulted, maybe someone disrespected you outside. And when you come, we notice your countenance and we ask you, welcome, you don't look good, what is happening? Can you help us by trying to just let us in a little bit on what is wrong with you, instead of just telling us that you are okay and assuming us to be able to figure out the next thing, figure out what is wrong with you. And you tell me you are okay, but you are expecting some certain behavior from me. I might not be able to give you that, act out that behavior you expect from me, because I don't even know what the problem is. So have you ever, this night, to those of you that are just joining, we are talking on being understood and being mind reading. Most times we are hurt about something someone did to us. Maybe our spouse hurt us, our siblings, our colleagues at work, or maybe our neighbor hurt us. And then they now notice that something is wrong with us. Thank you, sis. Thank you so much. So they now notice that something is wrong with us, and they came and asked us, "What is the problem?" Instead of us trying a bit to tell them what the problem is, we tell them that we are fine, and then we keep mute. Or in our mind's head, we are saying, if they really care about me, they should be able to notice that something is wrong with me. And then, or you now say, okay, or we now put them to a test, like, should be there. Let me know if they care about me. If they care about me, you should be able to know now when something is wrong. And then when they fail that emotional test that we put them through, we'll now say, oh, they don't even care. Nobody cares about me. Why do you expect a certain level of care from on a particular issue you've not communicated about? So sometimes I think the problem is not that people do not care. I think thank you, sis. Thank you so much. I do appreciate. Keep it up. So I think the problem is we have communication gap in most of our relationship. Because if you want someone to give you a particular level of care, they might not know until you communicate it. Mhm. So I think I've been doing much of the talking by myself, but I want to say thank you to Christina for joining. Thank you, Mba, Sharat, Rashid. Thank you for joining. Thank you for as many of you that joined and like. And please, if you haven't subscribe to Conversation with Ini. We meet every evening by 9 p.m. On rare occasions, we meet 10 p.m. Maybe I got really busy for the day and I couldn't meet up tonight, but I'll try to show up by 10. We don't do relationship coaching. What we do is we bring those behaviors I would say in a relationship, those behaviors I would say in every day that plays out every day around us. We dissect it and we talk the emotions behind every behavior, because actually behind every behavior that we act out, behind every action everyone acts out, there's an emotional language. There are particular emotional language they are trying to tell us. For instance, a wife that goes silent might actually be telling the husband, might have emotional need of being seen. Are you seeing me for who I am? You just got married to me. Like we've been in this house as couples. Do you even know me beyond this house? Sometimes I can poke my husband with some silly question just because I want to get to hear his point of view and to see maybe how he sees me. I can be that expressive, but a lot of us do not know how to express the things that are in our hearts, and it's causing silence and harm to our relationship. So that is why we come to talk about the behavior behind the emotions behind every behavior that we see in display. Yeah, God helps us. We talk about them so that we know, not because we want to judge people or not because we want to sound or appear older than that or like omniscient, but because we want to learn how to. Emotional intelligence is something that's needed everywhere. Yeah, trust me. In a place of work, we need emotional intelligence. Even if you're a one-man business, you need emotional intelligence. And so the things that we say here is not just relationship based. It's something that we will see everywhere. When you're relating with your colleagues in the office, sometimes they can just be angry with you because you not tell them thank you for the work they did to you the previous day or for the help they rendered to you. And then some of them might even not want to converse with you, maybe because you've been making funny comments, passes at them that they clearly do not like, but they've not been able to tell you. So that is why we come to talk about these emotions. And taking every day. You can come to think of it, most of the work that we go about doing here and there every day is just because so that we'll be able to meet our basic need, food, shelter, and I think the other one is I cannot remember the other one, but these are our most basic needs. At least you're able to eat, at least you have clothing, at least you have shelter. These are physical needs. And we are more emotional beings to physical beings. It is who I am inside that is displayed outside. But do you know the funny thing is we pay very little attention to the emotional needs as an individual and then to the people that are with us. So that is why conversation with Ine is here. This is what we come to talk about every evening. The way you feed your body, the way you feed me as a wife so that I'll look fine. That is how you should also pay attention to my emotional needs. And I pay attention to your emotional needs. I believe most relationship, most marriages that are not functioning well today are not functioning because love is missing. They're actually dysfunctioning because emotional needs are not being met. So please, let's make it a date every evening or most evening at most. And you'll not be able to do that if you're not subscribed. So subscribe so you will not miss out on our discourse. So tomorrow we'll actually be talking on, are you communicating? Are you seeking at connection, or you are seeking attention? Because it is not just enough to communicate. When you communicate, how do we communicate to get connection? And when is communication seeking attention? These things, they look same on the surface, but they are different. They produce different results entirely. Just like when we are trying, the other time we talked on helping and rescuing. Sometimes because we love people so much, we cannot stand them struggling, and we don't want to see them hurt at all. So when they are, we want to rescue them at every opportunity without even giving them room to try and feel by themselves. And you see, rescuing and helping. Yeah, that's the word. They speak similar language. They care. It is out of care and out of love that I want to rescue someone. I don't want them to get hurt. But sometimes we love people to a fault, in the sense that we rescue them when we are not supposed to rescue them. If you keep rescuing people, they might not grow. They might not attain the best version of themselves. So we have spoken about that. So we'll come to dissect more emotional needs like this on this live. Join us and make it a day tomorrow. I'm gonna have to call it a day. Yeah. Do you have something you want to say to me? Do you have a question you want to say to me? Thank you for as many of you that joined. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscription button. And thanks for the likes. Thanks for your time. Thanks for making it a day with me. I do really appreciate. For our returning viewers, thank you. For those that are just joining us for today, you are VVVIP for today. And subscribe also, you don't miss out on this. It's not my turn, it's giving me it, but then I just have to do it so that I look a bit different. I've been on great things. Thank you so much to friends, families, and viewers all over the world. Thank you for making it a day with me. I hope you got value for your time. And this is something I give you with. In your trying to be noticed and cared for, do you want to be understood, or you want to be discovered? Because it's a strenuous activity for people to have to want to discover you every time. But it will be better for us, it will save us time, money, and energy if we try and make it easy for people to understand us, to understand our need, to understand what we want. And then to help them be able to place the emotional needs that you want. Because expecting a care that you've not communicated, I don't think it's fair to the people that are expecting them from. So thank you so much. Let's make it a date again tomorrow. Let's make it a day tomorrow again. Thank you so much. I really am grateful for each and every one of you that joined. I'm sweating, so I've been up and doing. So let's call it a night here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all of you. See you again same time tomorrow. Bye. Do have a blissful evening and a productive week.